Hello, NBA fans. Every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I ask for your help by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thumbs up. The Lakers were on a great run, then suddenly problems started to appear, and LeBron James has been heavily criticized for his poor performances. It seems he's unhappy with the Lakers. For this reason, some NBA analysts suggest that it's time for LeBron James to leave the Lakers, so that a younger team can be built around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, who are well-coordinated and great scorers. LeBron James is one of the greatest players in the entire NBA, but everything has an end, and he will probably ask to be traded because he's out of sync with the Lakers and is having relationship problems with coach J.J. Redick. Since James controls his own future with a no-trade clause, the solution to begin rebuilding the Lakers will be for LeBron James to request a trade. Lakers-LeBron James relationship has run its course, says NBA champion. Former NBA champion Kendrick Perkins feels the 7-year relationship between LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers has run its course. Perkins came to that conclusion after observing the body language of James, his former teammate, during Thursday's Christmas Day loss to the Houston Rockets. LeBron James and the Lakers, their relationship has run its course, Perkins told ESPN's First Take on Friday. And they need to figure out a solution. And the solution is him not being in a Los Angeles Lakers uniform. Perkins cited Rich Paul's recent comments. James' agent said the Lakers are not title contenders, as a sign of James' unhappiness with the Lakers. LeBron has been to 10 to 15 NBA finals. He knows when a roster is not good enough. Rich Paul, his agent, just said the Lakers are not title contenders. If Rich Paul is saying it, they both feel that way. LeBron James unhappy? James didn't resemble his usual self in Thursday's loss to the Rockets. Many analysts highlighted how he missed several defensive rotations, allowed his Rockets matchups to pound him on the glass and wasn't quick enough in guarding closeouts. Unfairly or not, a 40-year-old copped a lot of blame for his team getting destroyed on the interior by the Rockets, who scored 68 points in the paint and out-rebounded the Lakers 48-25, including 17 offensive boards. Those second chances led to 24 points. To Perkins, James looked like he had checked out. Watching that game last night, and I was a teammate of LeBron James and grew up playing with him in AAU, I know this man. When he's not engaged, or if he feels some type of way, it speaks in his body language, Perkins said of James. And last night, his body language was awful. He was not engaged. He was pouting, moping and walking up and down the damn floor, and he was complaining. Rift between LeBron and Redick? Perkins also insinuated that Lakers head coach J.J. Redick didn't look in the best of terms during Thursday's loss, citing that Redick's recent trend of blasting his players in news conferences only started after James' return from sciatica. He wasn't having these conversations earlier in the season when LeBron James was out, Perkins said of Redick. Some analysts speculated that Redick was referring to James when he targeted certain players in his post-game news conference. It's a matter of making the choice, and too often we have guys one don't want to make that choice, Redick said of the Lakers' defensive struggles. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. The second-year head coach also prepared his players for an uncomfortable meeting on Saturday, where he plans to give them a dressing down. Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable, Redick said. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this. James, on an expiring $52.6 million contract, owns a no-trade clause and would have to approve any potential trades. And even if the four-time NBA champion plays out the season, there's a strong possibility he won't be a Laker next year, per several insiders. Lakers LeBron James had alarming stat in Rockets loss. Los Angeles Lakers forward LeBron James recorded a shocking stat in the Lakers' 119-96 loss to the Houston Rockets on Thursday. James posted a plus-minus of -33 in the loss to Houston, meaning the Lakers were outscored by 33 points with him on the court. It's the third worst plus-minus of James' career, tied with a January 20, 2018, game during his time with the Cleveland Cavaliers. His lowest ever minus 39, came earlier that season. James finished with 18 points on July 13 shooting, including 1 of 3 from deep. He grabbed 2 rebounds and made 5 assists in 32 minutes. More, Ben Simmons is going pro in a sport you'd never expect. LeBron was not the only Laker who struggled in the loss. Rui Hachimura, minus 29, and Luka Doncic, minus 25, also had rough nights. LA has been held to less than 100 points twice in its past 3 games. I don't know what has to change, but definitely something needs to change, Doncic said. We were blown out in the last 2 games. Definitely looks terrible, but we've got to figure out. The Lakers struggled to slow down Houston's offense on the other end. Amen Thompson scored a team-high 26 points, while Kevin Durant added 25. Lakers head coach J.J. Redick did not hold back on his team after the game. Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable, Redick said. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this. Luka Doncic accepts blame after Los Angeles Lakers lose Christmas clash, Rockets 119, Lakers 96. The Los Angeles Lakers had a nightmare outing on Christmas. The Houston Rockets demolished them 119-96. This is the 3rd consecutive loss for LA, and alarm bells are starting to sound. Having dealt with criticism in recent weeks, Luka Doncic accepted blame after the loss while discussing the path forward. Head coach J.J. Redick promised that players would be uncomfortable when the performance is discussed later. And Doncic echoed his coach's thoughts, reiterating that the team needs to do better. Luka also addressed the Lakers' defensive issues while talking to the media. I don't know what needs to change, but something definitely needs to change. I think we've blown out the last 2 leads. Definitely looks like terrible, but we'll figure it out, Doncic said in his press conference. That's the team we have, we just have to talk about it. Everybody's got to talk about it, as JJ said it would be uncomfortable, or I hope so, as it should be. As I said, we're going to talk about it, probably going to be uncomfortable, but everybody has to give better effort, starting with me. The Lakers roster is terribly constructed, they have a glut of issues that aren't limited to Doncic. It's good that Luka is taking accountability, he can and should be playing better. But if the team is to arrest its decline and genuinely make a deep playoff run, some big changes likely must be made. Lakers circling back on Heat's Andrew Wiggins. The Los Angeles Lakers continue to be mentioned as a team to watch ahead of February's trade deadline. The Lakers have had discussions with the Miami Heat about forward Andrew Wiggins, per Forbes' Evan Sidery. The Lakers are circling back with the Heat on Andrew Wiggins during trade season, Sidery said. Wiggins is averaging 15.8 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 2.8 assists in 26 games. He's shooting 46.8% from the field and 38.8% from deep. This is the first full season in Miami for Wiggins, who was part of the Jimmy Butler to Golden State deal last February. A top target for Los Angeles since the summer, Miami has held firm on their draft pick demands since talks first began, Sidery wrote. He has been brought up in trade rumors dating back to last summer. The Milwaukee Bucks are another team to monitor for Wiggins. Wiggins could be viewed as a valuable asset by playoff contending teams. He only has 1 more year left on his contract after this season and is set to make $28.2 million this season. More, Ben Simmons is going pro in a sport you'd never expect. Rui Hachimura, $18.2 million, Gabe Vincent, $11.5 million, and Maxi Kleber, $11 million, would be salaries to watch in a potential Wiggins to LA deal. LA can match salaries including Rui Hachimura plus another expiring contract, Sidery said. Wiggins, 30, played 6 seasons with the Minnesota Timberwolves before being dealt to Golden State. He was a key part of the Warriors' 2022 championship team. He's always been a solid 3-point shooter and would help the Lakers' struggling perimeter defense. Ex-NBA champion takes aim at Luka Doncic after Lakers loss versus Rockets. The Los Angeles Lakers' losing streak continued with an NBA Christmas Day slate loss against the Houston Rockets. With an opportunity to prove they are one of the top contenders in the Western Conference on the primetime stage, the Lakers fell flat. Shortly after the game wrapped up, the outspoken former NBA veteran Kendrick Perkins offered the Lakers a piece of his mind. Again, the Rockets exposed what we already knew, that the Lakers are horrible defensively and it starts with Luka, Perkins wrote on social media. He gave no effort defensively tonight and went back to his old ways of complaining to the officials all damn game. Doncic checked in for 34 minutes of action on Thursday night. He went 9-17 from the field and attempted 7 shots from the charity stripe. Doncic scored a game-high of 25 points, while coming down with 5 rebounds, and producing 7 assists. He also turned the ball over 6 times, more than any other player involved, and finished the game as a -25. The Lakers were blown out with a score of 119-96. With that loss, they dropped to 3 straight defeats. Now, the Lakers are 19-10 on the year, slipping to 5th in the Western Conference standings. The victory for Houston allowed the Rockets to pull within half a game of the Lakers. Doncic and the Lakers aren't in panic mode, but it's clear that the coaching staff is growing frustrated with the team's lack of execution, especially on the defensive end. It's something that J.J. Redick shined a light on earlier this week after the Lakers lost to the Phoenix Suns. On Thursday night, Redick surely didn't hold back. After Doncic and the Lakers get a day off on Friday, they'll be back on the practice court for what Redick describes as an uncomfortable practice and film session. The Lakers will get a chance to bounce back against the struggling Sacramento Kings on Sunday. Between the public pressure from analysts such as Perkins, and the brutally honest assessment from Redick, Doncic and the Lakers have a lot riding on them over the next couple of days. A comfortable win over the Kings could help them get back on the right track. Soon, the hoops world will see how the Lakers respond. Why J.J. Redick's uncomfortable outburst signals potential Lakers trades on horizon. J.J. Redick is growing tired of the Lakers' lack of effort, especially on defense, so will Rob Pelinka look to make a trade? Before their Christmas Day battle with the Houston Rockets, J.J. Redick made it clear that his Los Angeles Lakers needed to give more effort and that the shortcuts some players have been taking defensively are unacceptable. The lack of effort and intensity Redick saw from his group in a 132-108 loss to the Phoenix Suns made many believe the Lakers would respond on Christmas against a physical Rockets team, especially with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves returning from their injuries. Unfortunately for Redick, much of the same occurred, and the Lakers once again lost, this time in a 23-point blowout on their home floor on Christmas. Again, the Lakers head coach put his team on blast, this time making it known that there would be no presents and only Cole waiting for them at Saturday's practice. "We don't care enough," Redick told reporters on Thursday night in LA, and that's the part that bothers me a lot. "We don't care enough to do the things that are necessary, and we don't care enough to be a professional. We had it. I always say this about culture, I always say this about a good team being a functioning organism, it can change like that. We don't have it right now. Saturday's practice, I told the guys it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this." The Lakers have officially reached an inflection point in their season. After losing to the Rockets, Los Angeles now finds itself in the midst of its first 3-game losing streak of the season, and while they are still 19-10 overall, the Lakers have ranked as the 3rd worst defensive team in the league since the start of December. In this span of 10 games, the Lakers have gone 4-6, surrendering an average of 121.4 points per game to their opponents. Although health issues have challenged the Lakers' depth as of late, this is a team that solely relies on the production of Reeves, Doncic, and LeBron James to do the heavy lifting. There is no defensive intensity present, and the constant lack of ball movement has made the Lakers predictable on offense. After all, the Lakers are 27th in assists and dead last in field goal attempts per game this season, as their offense continues to stall outside of their big three, if that's a term we still use in the NBA nowadays. The Lakers look slow, they don't have athletes around their star players like most of the other teams in the Western Conference, and Redick's frustrations are reaching a new boiling point. That puts all of this team's questions on Rob Pelinka's desk with the NBA trade deadline less than 6 weeks away. Pressure for change mounting in Los Angeles? There was a major difference that stood out between the Lakers and Rockets on Christmas Day in Los Angeles. Since Ime Udoka took over as the head coach in Houston, his teams have always played with an edge to them regarding physicality, toughness, and simply giving it their all on both sides of the court. The Rockets are always diving for 50-50 balls, making the extra pass, contesting shots, and doing all the little things for people to watch them and say, "Those guys are tough to play." That just can't be said about the Lakers. When Doncic, Reeves, or James are knocking down shots, the Lakers' offense can obviously carry them in a lot of situations and mask the problems on defense. But when offensive production isn't at a high level, the Lakers look lost and simply outmatched when it comes to physicality and intensity. There is no edge to this team outside of Redick, as he could probably give better effort on defense at 41 years old than many on his roster. Unlike the Rockets, who naturally play with force and physicality, the Lakers look like a team that constantly needs to be reminded that those aspects are a part of basketball. Doncic cannot do it all despite being the face of the franchise, and even he knows something needs to change. "I don't know what has to change, but definitely something needs to change," Doncic said on Christmas, via Lakers reporter Kobe Price. "We will know in the next few games. We got to figure out, that's the thing we have to do. Everybody got to talk about it. I know JJ said it's going to be uncomfortable. As it should be. Redick is making it clear that change is necessary, and now Luka is signaling that what the Lakers have isn't good enough right now. Pressure is clearly mounting for Pelinka and the Lakers front office to make some sort of change before the trade deadline, but outside of having minimum contracts, the Lakers' lack of overall assets certainly limits them in potential trade talks. For years, the winning idea for building a title-contending team around LeBron has been surrounding him with capable three-point shooting threats and athletic defenders. Los Angeles has never truly done this for James, and the same script needed to find success around Doncic isn't being followed. Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber, both of whom are in the final years of their respective contracts and making around $11 million, hold virtually no value before the trade deadline unless additional assets are attached with their expiring salaries. Dalton Knecht, the Lakers' first-round pick from 2024, is barely in the rotation and could maybe give the Lakers a second-round pick at best in trade talks. Jake LaRavia, whom the Lakers signed in the offseason to a 2-year, $12 million contract, could possibly generate interest on the trade market over the next few weeks since he's a young wing who has shown flashes of his perimeter shooting skills. However, his defensive prowess is questionable at times, and he alone won't bring the Lakers what they need. Jared Vanderbilt is an athletic forward the Lakers signed to a 4-year extension in 2023 to be their defensive force on the wing, yet his impact really hasn't been felt all year. That essentially makes his contract dead weight for the Lakers unless they can attach intriguing assets to it in trade talks. And then there is Rui Hachimura in the final year of his contract and making $18.2 million. This is the salary slot Los Angeles has explored potential moves with since last year's trade deadline, yet no moves have really presented themselves to Pelinka and the Lakers front office. Miami Heat forward Andrew Wiggins is a player the Lakers explored trade talks about this past offseason, and he is the ideal type of athletic 3 and D wing to add around Doncic, James, and Reeves. The problem is that the Heat haven't been moved by anything Los Angeles has to offer, and Miami has signaled that they aren't actively shopping Wiggins. Herb Jones is another player high atop the Lakers' trade wish list, especially ahead of this year's trade deadline. The Lakers have already held conversations with the Pelicans about Jones' availability, but they, too, aren't actively looking to move their defensive-minded wing. Jones' asking price remains very high, and he appears to be out of the Lakers' price range in terms of assets. The market for athletic, defensive-minded players is extremely slim this year, leaving the Lakers with little to no options to immediately improve their title outlook this year. Sacramento Kings guard/wing Keon Ellis is the only other name that comes to mind, and league personnel have linked the Lakers to him in recent weeks.